As the situation in Niger escalates following the July 26 coup d'état that ousted a democratically installed government of President Mohamed Bazoum, several European countries have started evacuating their citizens from the country, which is now under a military rule whose future is uncertain. In notices that started circulating in the early hours of August 1, France, Italy and Spain have started working on evacuating their citizens from the troubled Sahel country over those uncertainties. France, which had closer ties with the ousted regime, was the first to make the announcement, calling on its 600 citizens to prepare for special flights out of Niger, whose airspace has been closed by the military. In a press release made by the French Foreign Ministry, it was announced that the evacuation is necessary because of the violence that took place against the French embassy on July 30 and the closure of the airspace, which leaves French citizens without the possibility of leaving the country by their own means. The press release also added that France could also evacuate other European citizens who wished to leave the country, and the same was to commence as soon as possible. Following the announcement, the French military deployed AC-130J Super Hercules to Niger, most likely with security forces on board. It was followed by an Airbus 330 to facilitate the evacuation. The Italian government also offered to evacuate its citizens in the country who would wish to be evacuated. A statement from the Italian Foreign Ministry said that all Italians wishing to be evacuated mark themselves, and of the 91 civilian Italians currently present in Niger, only 40 had asked to be repatriated. The evacuation was to be guaranteed by the Italian Special Military Forces contingent, which has 340 men in Niger and is based at Niamey Airport. The Foreign Ministry explained that the decision to evacuate was due to the absence of commercial flights following the closure of the airspace in Niger and the current instability in the country. The Spanish embassy officials recently provided compatriots in the country with an email address and an emergency consular telephone number to coordinate the evacuation operation. On the other hand, the British Foreign Office has advised its citizens against travelling to Niger, adding that, if you are a British citizen in Niger, we advise you to register your presence and stay at home. Despite warnings from ECOWAS for Niger coup plotters to cede power within 15 days and return to democratic processes or be met with force, coup leaders in Burkina Faso, Mali and Guinea have shown their support for their counterparts in Niger, thereby defying ECOWAS sanctions. In particular, the Guinea, Burkina Faso and Mali leaders warned that military interventions in Niger will be considered as an act of war against them, and they will equally respond accordingly. Mali's Prime Minister read the warning 3 times, saying that any military intervention against Niger is tantamount to a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali.
Avertissent que toute intervention militaire
warn that any military intervention against Niger would amount to a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali. I repeat, forewarn that any military intervention against Niger would amount to a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali. I repeat one last time. Warn that any military intervention against Niger would amount to a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali.
The transitional governments of Burkina Faso and Mali invite the living forces to be ready and mobilized, to lend a hand to the people of Niger in these dark hours of Pan-Africanism.
The brotherly peoples of Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Guinea aspire to more recognition and respect for their sovereignty.
If this coup is successful, Niger will join the club of suspended ECOWAS members. Leave your comment below and don't forget to subscribe before leaving.